Do you have any advice for any other Irish towns?
I have advice for every Irish person in every Irish town, in every Irish village, in every Irish city, and it's basically stand up and fight, because this is one of those situations, where you can't rely on anybody else to be fine.
I just think that we are sitting a headline here, and I'm very upset that people don't follow it.
The media too didn't pick up on it. I think the media, they're not picking up a lot on what we are protesting here. And we have had Al Jazeera, we have had in the BBC, we have had Australian television, German television, Belgian television, and our own television haven't come to us. They have, I would see, whether it is a personal thing, that they are gaffed in some way.
So, made a few phone calls to friends and relations, and put a little sign up on an A4 sheet and a little placard on a post, and 18 of us on Sunday morning, March the 6th, 2011, took to the road below Ballyhay and started marching. And honestly, we were very naive in what we were doing, because we thought, that once we alerted people to what was happening, and once people started to learn, what was being done to Ireland, the scale of what was being done to Ireland, how this was unprecedented in banking history, what was being forced in Ireland. And once people understood that they would all be with us, the country would rise up, we'd overturn that decision, the banks would be burned, and we could all go back to our day jobs again. But 2 years later, and the problem is still there. But so are we.
Okay.
Still marching.
Okay.
And just think about this for a minute. That in their own personal lives, like if you're a father like I am, or if you're not, like my wife is, and if you have a financial problem, which this country has at the moment, which is, whether we created it or not, is our problem, and is a problem of this generation. If you had that in your own personal life, if you were dealing with a debt crisis like that, and if you were having an argument over the legitimacy of a debt that was imposed on you, would you settle that argument by going out and taking out a loan in the name of your kids and grandkids? And not just an ordinary loan, but an interest-only loan with bubble payments at the end. Would you do that to ease the pressure on yourself? And I would say in 95% of cases the answer is absolutely not. You wouldn't do it. And yet this is what our elected government has done and is planning to do again. This is their way of getting out of this crisis. Rather than facing down the people who are putting us in this position, they're just buying their way out of it by creating debt for the next generation and the generation after.
The idea behind that was David O'Flynn was Martin Luther and his thesis, and pinning it onto the church door of Wittenberg. Why shouldn't we go to Frankfurt, demand the debt write-down, and pin our thesis and our demands to the door of the ECB building?
We wanted to show the people of Ireland that you can stand up for yourself and you enableise yourself, you can do something. We know how scared and worried you are, but come up and join us and feel positive. You won't believe how good you're going to feel about yourself again.
They're making all these billions and tens of billions while it's happening, and they're able to stash their profits. But when it all comes crashing down, we're expected to pay the losses.
Sharon Bowles was very clear with us that it's about people power.
Yeah.
If the Troika and IMF come into Ireland and their impression is, well, everyone seems to be fine, no one seems to be protesting, let's continue on with the austerity, until such time as people start complaining, we'll just keep giving the austerity, keep going on that route.
Thank you very much, first of all, for coming out on another filthy morning here. But just to give you a very brief rundown of what happened this week, especially in Brussels. As you know, we met Sharon Bowles supposed to possibly the most important thing that we got from it was confirmation that what we're doing here is the right thing, because almost the first thing that she said to us was that Ireland got a raw deal. And I know that wasn't news to us, but I think it would be news to an awful lot of the people in our media. The second thing she said was that, actually the first thing she said was that she was surprised at how easily the previous Irish government caved into the ECB, and then she was equally surprised at how easily the current government caved into the ECB. So basically again, she was saying what we've been saying for the last 2 years, you know, that we could have got a better deal than we got. You know, we should have stood up, our government should have stood up to the ECB. So to get that confirmation from a woman as powerful, as intelligent, as knowledgeable, and in the position that Sean Bowles is in, was really affirming for us. Well, I think it was Stephen Donnelly that might have said it to us. And he said that the Troika said to them, when they met them, and they said, you know, look, surely there's something you can do to alleviate all the pressure and everything else that's being imposed on the Irish people. And they said that what the Troika said to them was, well, you know, it's your government working with us to do this, and there are no complaints. And that's what they said. The Troika said to them, there are no complaints. The people are accepting it. So, you know, so again, this, and I think this is the biggest lesson of all that we learn from this thing, is that it's only people will change things. It's people, we will have to change things. So we started, I mean, we know now there are movements starting up all over Ireland, but even if you look at the Greeks or the Cypriot situation, the first deal that was imposed on them, where everybody, down to the lowest saver, was going to be cut, was turned down only because the people got together, still outside the Parliament, and put the pressure on the government. So at least, you know, again you can see there that people pressure does achieve something. But that's what we've got to try and do, lads, is just keep the pressure on, keep marching, but we keep working. We got promises, at least we got this from the people we met. From Sean Bowles, she's going to try and set up a meeting with the ECB with us. From Sean Kelly, he's going to try and set up a meeting with Minister Michael Noonan with us. And from the TDs above the Dáil, they're going to themselves try and set up a group to go over and ask, as the first elected officials from here, to ask for Death Right Down for Ireland. So they're going to go and try and do what we already did.
A lot of people have asked me in the last few weeks, you know, why we're coming up here on a Sunday when the Dáil is empty. And what I've said to them is that basically it's a symbolic kind of a march for us, because that is exactly the kind of representation that we've had for the last 5 years here through all the crisis. None. Yeah. But those Gardaí over there are suffering with everybody else in this country. Those Gardaí are. And I would ask you to remember that those Gardaí come from among us. They're our own, they're our people, and they are here to protect us. We have to build to come back here. But when we come back, it won't be on a Saturday. And when we come back, it will be midweek, and we come back a lot stronger than we are now. Because what we have to do from here is to go and unite under one banner. Because there is a lot of, don't believe anything that you're being told here, there is a lot of dissent in Ireland. There is a lot of dissent in Ireland. But the people in this country are not being told the truth. They are not being told the truth of what is happening here. We're being told that this is a very complex thing, the bank bailout and everything else that happened around it. There is absolutely nothing complex about it. It is as simple as this. There is 69.7 billion euro of private bank debt was foisted on the people here. It is that simple. It was foisted on us. It is unprecedented. It has never happened to this scale anywhere in the world before. But you are not being told this. Know it. Spread that word. RT are not here today. TV3 aren't here today. You know, we have, during the week, we have, a lot of you I'm sure have the Michael Lowry tape. Apparently they didn't hear it on RT because there had been one word about the Michael Lowry tape on the, but there, yeah. You know, so there is only one thing we can do with it, my friends. This is all we can do here. They are bypassing us. RTE, the newspapers, they're all bypassing us. So we just bypass them. It's as simple as that. And we spread the word here through local media, because there's a lot of local media around the place. Local media, go on, get on your local radios, get on your local newspapers, get on your regional newspapers. That's one way. And the other way is social media. Get on the social networks. Follow each other. Everybody follow each other and spread the word about what's happening here. We have at the moment we have Tralee, we have Skibbereen, we have Killarney, we have Cork, we have Ratoath, we have Lenton, we have Cove, we have Dundalk, we have Ennis, we have Tulla, we have Galway, and they're all at the moment starting up their own protest saying no. And I believe that we have to gather under this one green banner here. The Ireland says no to bank debt. Because so much of what's happening goes back to the bank debt. So much of what's happening here goes back to the bank debt. And that's the first thing that we have to do here. Gather under that one banner, but follow each other. I'm at Ballyhay 14. We have a page, Ballyhay Bogtola Bailout Protest. Start your own pages. You don't have to have a big crowd. 4, 5, 6, 10 people will do. The important thing here is to start this in every town and village in the country. And in about 2 or 3 months, we come back and we meet here. But we meet here as a nation. We meet here as a nation. And we're saying one thing is what we're saying. One thing. One thing. One word. One word. Ireland says no. 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 No, 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 no. Thank you very much.
We have this government that are continually boasting about the great achievements they've had in Europe. And I'm saying 69.7 billion euro of bank bailout debt works out per family in this country at about 60,000 euro per family in this country. How much of debt write-down have they had? In all their boasts and all their negotiations, how much of debt write-down have they had? Not a single cent. Not a single cent.
All right, thanks, Jeremy.